And I'm joined now by Ashley Harrington, Federal Advocacy Director at the Center for Responsible Lending. Ashley, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, help us understand, why did so many minority business owners struggle to access loans during that first round of PPP funding?
Absolutely. So, first of all, the structure of the program itself, a program where the funds are distributed through financial institutions, has inherent flaws when we know that financial institutions in this country have never well served communities of color. And so that was the first inherent flaw. The fee structure didn't incentivize the small loans that these businesses would need. Also, the first week of the program, sole proprietors, independent contractors couldn't even apply. That's 95% of Black owned businesses and 91% of Latino owned businesses who couldn't even apply during the first week of a round, where that first round ran out in just 2 weeks.
And so there was another round of PPP funding in April. Were there any changes made to address some of these funding difficulties?
Absolutely. So the second round, there were some improvements. There were more set asides for community banks and CD and community development financial institutions and minority depository institutions. CDFIs and MDIs have historically done the best job of serving communities of color. And so more and more of those entities were able to participate. But really, we saw the most changes in this last round, the December aid package, where we finally had a minimum origination fee that would incentivize the small loans I mentioned. There was a set aside just for the CDFIs and MDIs, set aside for businesses with 10 employees and fewer. And there was a new streamlined forgiveness process for loans under 150K, which again is so important for these businesses that need $10,000, $5,000 loans. But there's also been more recently some administrative changes made that have been crucial and are going to be crucial going forward.
And why is this type of funding important to minority owned businesses? Is it often the difference between staying open and shutting down?
Absolutely. I think the statistics you guys cited earlier are just so important to remember. During the height of the crisis, the drop in Black owned businesses, 41%, the drop in active Latino owned businesses, 32%. And while some of that has rebounded, there are many businesses that are closed during this crisis that are not going to reopen. And these are businesses that are the lifeline of their communities. They're so important to the communities that they serve. And this is also how many people of color build wealth. Business ownership is a way to build wealth, and that's something that is going to be really crucial going forward. It's going to help these owners and their communities participate in the recovery that's to come.
And so, looking forward towards the future, what does this next round of COVID-19 relief funding mean for minority business owners?
So we've been really pleased that just in the last couple of weeks, the Biden administration has implemented some changes to how loans are going to be calculated for sole proprietors and independent contractors. Before, their loan was based on an amount, and the loan amount that they got was so small. People were getting $300 loans, $500 loans. Now, because of this change, this easy change that was made by the Biden administration, people are going to be eligible for thousands of dollars more. And now that there is a second draw loan, they are able to, if you already got a first draw loan, you can get the second loan. Or if you never got a loan because you thought you didn't qualify for an amount, you can now get one. This is a critical change, but we still need more work. We need this change that I mentioned to be made retroactive so that people who already got first and second draw loans and are still struggling can get their loan amounts increased so they can survive this crisis. So right now, the program is slated to end at the end of this month. The House last night just passed an extension through the end of June. We now need the Senate to pass that, and we need the changes that were just made to be made retroactive. And that will ensure that this program gets to as many of the smallest businesses and those owned by people of color as possible.
We'll be keeping a close eye on it. Ashley, thank you for your time and for lending your perspective.
Thank you so much.